Yo, what is up YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. Today, we're using the Mega Garchomp team once again with Tyranitar, Mega Garchomp, Zapdos, Milotic, Amoonguss, and Tapu Lele. Let's get started. And I just realized this shirt kind of looks like it kind of blends in with my skin. It actually does. I don't know. That's just me. It kind of seems like it kind of like blends in. But anyway, let's get started and play some games. The Mega Garchomp team has been fun. We've been doing alright so far. I would like to do a bit better with this team, but of course, it does have some things I'm not comfortable with. One, I was originally going to have like an Incineroar on this team because I felt like Incineroar could be useful, but one, I felt like I needed a Amoonguss for Trick Room, I needed Lele for terrain control, and also I would lose to Como if I didn't have Lele, I feel like. So yeah, there's some tough stuff about this team, like deciding what to do. I feel like Tyranitar has actually been a Pokemon that really hasn't done as much. I feel like maybe I could put like an Incineroar onto Tyranitar, but then again, I still really want the Sand Force sweep. I'm still hoping that we can get a game where we bring like Tyranitar, Garchomp, Zapdos, and then one of my other Pokemon, and it can do a lot of work. That's what I'm hoping, but who knows? We'll see. But yeah, Mega Garchomp has been a pretty nice mon in general. Of course, its speed hasn't really shown too much. I don't think we've really seen, like, we've seen Garchomp take hits decently well, but we haven't seen it tank anything yet, which I really hope that we do get to see. But anyway, it's taking quite a while to find a game, so we'll be right back with the first game of today's episode, I think. Alright, we got Noka from Japan, 1520 rating. As our first opponent today, bring a team, interesting composition. Charizard, Landis, Fairing, Porygon 2, Tapu Fini, Togedemaru, and the Lurantis. So this is pretty interesting to see here. I don't think my position's bad at all. Against my opponent's team, I really do like Milotic. I think my Lele can do well. Zapdos can be pretty efficient. Garchomp, Tyranitar, I think are also decent in this matchup. Let's see, do I want my Garchomp? It's not exactly too helpful. Although it's effective. So I definitely want to lead my Milotic. I do want to lead my Milotic. I think my Milotic Lele is actually a pretty good lead because I can taunt. There are a bunch of factors that I could do here. Zapdos in the back. I don't know if Zapdos is worth it. Zapdos tanks hits, but doesn't really deal much damage back, especially with the Togedemaru. But we do have Heat Wave, which is pretty nice. You know what, I'll go Tyranitar, and I think Zapdos. I think we leave the Garchomp at home. I don't know if it's Charizard X or Charizard Y, though. I think both are justifiable on this team. Because, who knows? It could be Charizard Y. It could be Special Landers and Charizard X. I could definitely see that combination as well. So I can't really tell what the Charizard set is going to be. And it's not like this team has like a big weakness to weather or anything. So, let's see how this is going to go. Because this team is going to be interesting to deal with. I'm not sure my opponent's going to bring Lurantis. I'm not sure if he would bring Togedemaru either. Well, you might bring Togedemaru because I do have a Zapdos. Yeah, it's Super Fang, I guess, plus Heat Wave could be really threatening to me. So let's see. Milotic Tapu Lele will lead here against the Charizard Togedemaru. Okay. So we do have Psychic Terrain. I'm not sure if... Yeah, multiple options. One, Zing Zap into Solar Beam into Milotic. Two, Super Fang into Heat Wave or Solar Beam combination. There's a bunch of things that I'm a bit worried about right now. I think the play is to always go Zapdos here, get my seed up, and just protect my Lele turn 1. I don't know what kind of Charizard this is. If it's Charizard X, this could be really bad, but with this kind of Togedemaru lead with Charizard, I kind of want to assume it would be Y, but who knows. Also, we don't know that Togedemaru carries Iron Head, but that's a really rare move we see on Togedemaru. We usually see Super Fang, Nuzzle, Helping Hand maybe. We see a lot of options. Togedemaru does get a lot of options, especially like Encore and stuff. Yeah, we'll see what this one carries. It is going to be Charizard Y, which is revealed here, so let's see what my opponent does. I really want to use this turn, though, just to see what the speed tiers are. Because if the Charizard is faster than Togedemaru, that is Timid Charizard. And if it is slower, it's going to be a modest Charizard, which means my Lele should outspeed it. So I'll just protect Lele here. I don't want to take a Super Fang into Heat Wave with my Lele here, or an Iron Head. Just going to scout out after you. Huh. Not what I expected. Heat Wave gonna come out and crits my Zapdos. Oh, how fun, how fun. How fun. I'm gonna Charizard to Charizard and just Heat Wave. That Heat Wave miss is so big. You're gonna Encore, looks like my Tapu Lele, which is fine because I do have the Charizard once again. So I guess this works out not the worst, I guess, because I will be able to knock out the Charizard here, which isn't bad because knocking out Charizard is pretty good for my team overall. Because that's one huge offensive threat gone, unless Charizard can live the Charizard, which I really doubt it can. So I'll be able to get the knockout onto the Charizard. I would have liked to get a Heat Wave maybe to break the sash on Togedemaru or potentially pick up the knockout, but right here I think health on my Zapdos is pretty crucial for whatever's in the back. So let's see, we do get rid of the Charizard there, so nice, one option gone here. And we will get our health back with Zapdos, and now it comes down to what my opponent has in the back. I wonder if Landorus would come out. So Encore after you, I'm guessing Zing Zap or Super Fang and Spiky Shield? Porygon 2 is going to come in. Interesting pick. Gets an attack boost, which is good, which, unless it has return. Milotic seems like a pretty safe call here. I don't mind if I'm locked in the Heat Wave, am I? No, I'll just go Milotic here. I'll just go Milotic here and just Heat Wave. Did I click Heat Wave or did I Roost? Either one is fine, I guess, because I get Recovery with Zapdos to stall out some turns. We're going to see the Encore in the Zapdos, which is fine because one gain Recovery isn't too bad for me here. And let's see what Porygon does, as I will be able to Roost off the damage. And it is going to be a Trick Room actually going to be set up, so interesting choice to Trick Room right there. I wonder what my opponent's really going for now. The only Pokemon that really benefits in Trick Room is going to be the, I think it would only be the Lurantis, so maybe Lurantis is brought in the back instead. I'm going to go Lele here and just fire for Scald, I think, into Togedemaru, maybe get a burn. But Icy Wind's not really going to help me in this position, so I might as well just fire off some Scalds just for some damage onto this Togedemaru, which is pretty good for me. So retreat Lele into Lele, as we do see Togedemaru withdraw probably. Oh, Feeny actually comes in, which is okay. So Feeny's not a bad option for me either. It's not really going to be able to do too much damage to my team without getting maybe a Calm Mind up or two. We're going to see a Thunderbolt come out into Milotic, but that really shouldn't do too much damage, especially without the special attack boost. Yeah, it just really doesn't do too much. We do get a Scald off into the Tapu Fini slot, which, you know, really doesn't do anything, but damage is damage, I guess. And we might as well just start weakening this Feeny. I don't really have to target on the Porygon 2 right away. And yeah, I'm just going to fire off a Scald and Moonblast. I can't tell what kind of Feeny that is. I can't tell if it's Specs or not by the damage Scald, because that damage, you know, is pretty pathetic anyway. So might as well just fire off a Moonblast and Scald. Double up I should live unless it is the Choice Specs Tapu Fini. It is going to just be a Calm Mind Feeny though, which is alright for me, as I said before. I don't really mind the Calm Mind Feeny coming out here, as long as I weaken it for my Tyranitar or my Zapdos, which is pretty good. So fire off a Scald into the Tapu Fini. Just weaken it a little bit more. And Moonblast. So that should do about 20 to 30. I guess a special attack drop, which is helpful. Sunlight fades. You know, which is going to increase the power of my Scalds, which isn't bad. Don't know what you're gonna do. Might as well just double up the Porygon 2 slot with Moonblast plus Scald. Get some damage on the Porygon 2, because I think the Feeny is going to be in range of +2 Tyranitar soon. Ice Beam going to come out in a Lele once again. Double up Moonblast? Yep, Moonblast is going to come out. Target down the top of Lele, which is fine. This top of Lele will drop. I will get some damage off in the Porygon 2. And I get to bring Tyranitar afterward, and I think I get to click Dragon Dance. Although I'm really not doing much to the Porygon 2, which I am kind of a bit concerned about. Or I could just fire off Rock Slide, because actually no, Rock Slide's a better play instead of Dragon Dancing, because Tyranitar most likely is faster than the Feeny, and I'll just be able to do so much damage with the Rock Slides at +2 that I'll be able to knock out the Porygon with +2 Rock Slides. Unless Moonblast does knock out Tyranitar, but I don't think it does with Sand. I don't think the double up from Porygon 2 plus Feeny would knock out my Tyranitar. it would activate my weakness policy, which I'm really hoping for. So I'm just going to go for the Rock Slide plus the Scald here. As we're going to see the Thunderbolt into the Milotic, it looks like. Oh, into Tyranitar. That's fine too. I don't think Moonblast should pick up the knockout, but we'll see. Yeah, it doesn't come close. Nice. So we activate the weakness policy. That's exactly what I wanted. And now I get a bunch of damage onto my opponent's team, which is absolutely fantastic. Scald going to come out, threaten the Porygon, and the Rock Slide does connect with both, which is so good. So I'll be able to get massive damage onto these Pokemon. Look at all that beautiful damage that I just got onto my opponent's team. That is absolutely beautiful damage. And I think a double Rock Slide should be able to seal up the... Yeah, that double should be able to seal it up. Trick Room does return to normal. We'll go for the Rock Slide, and we'll go for an Icy Wind. No, just Scald. Just Scald the Tapu Fini slot. As no Protects actually come out, I thought my opponent was going to Protect, try to get in Togedemaru, which is what I was planning for, but instead allows me to get the double knockout onto the Porygon and the Tapu Fini. What I thought I would have to do next turn is protect my Tyranitar and go for an Icy Wind on the Togedemaru so I could win with my Tyranitar. But it looks like that's not going to be the case, as my opponent doesn't even decide to Protect there. Yeah, interesting to see no Protect there. I don't think I had a reason not to click a Rock Slide, unless maybe I didn't really want to risk a miss, but I feel like I should always try to Rock Slide in that position if I can. Togedemaru is going to come out. Yet I could just click Assurance and Icy Wind, I think. Actually, is that the best play? I think it's to Dragon Dance Icy Wind. Yeah, I'm going to Dragon Dance Icy Wind. I didn't even know my printer got calls. That's the first time I've ever heard my printer have a call, but we do take the first win. Maybe I should unplug it while recording. I'll do that in the future, but was able to pick up a win there pretty cleanly. My game plan was pretty simple. Just scouting for the Togedemaru. And the Charizard speed stats turn one was huge by having a Psychic Terrain since my opponent couldn't go for Fake Out. Then, you know, my opponent tried to Encore me, but the Shadow Psychic threat was just so much. My opponent really didn't have a switch into Fini or Porygon 2 would have taken a ton of damage no matter what. And then having a weakness policy Tyranitar handled a Porygon 2 in the late game was just so effective, I felt like. So we do end up pulling out the win, which is really great here. As pretty much everything went according to plan, was able to get the damage off that I needed. And set up with my Tyranitar. Of course, I almost did Dragon Dance, but no, the best place is always just to click double Rock Slide there if I am going to get my policy boost, because then I'm just going to be able to 2-hit KO everything on my opponent's team, while a +3 might actually miss the knockout on Porygon 2. I think it would be able to knock out the Fini, but I think I might miss the knockout on Porygon 2 even after the Scald damages. So that's good, but otherwise, yeah. Pretty much, I think I could have made better plays. I don't know about the Roost on Zapdos. I felt like was fine though. I feel like the Roost on Zapdos was fine because having Zapdos healthy was beneficial in case the Fini got a bit out of hand, and I think the Fini was a bit more troublesome to deal with than the Togedemaru at the current position of the game so far. So I think having Roost as well as Zapdos was pretty good against Lurantis, since I didn't exactly have a good Lurantis answer. Nothing on my team really appreciated Leaf Blade other than Zapdos, so I felt like I had to keep Zapdos healthy anyway. Luckily my opponent either didn't have a move that could knock out the Zapdos at the range, maybe didn't carry Zingzap, maybe carries like Super Fang, but After You was an interesting tech on the Charizard. I wonder if it was like a slow Charizard, for instance, but we can't find a battle right now. But we'll be right back with the second game of today's episode. Alright, we got another player from Japan, 1670 rating as our second opponent of the day. Bring a Gardevoir team with Gardevoir, Incineroar, Zapdos, Tapu Fini, Landorus, and Kartana. Now, Kartana has been a troublesome Pokemon for my team to deal with. Should be fun. What do I exactly like here? Lele could put on some pressure. Garchomp isn't too bad as a lead, I feel like. Zapdos Lele doesn't seem like a bad lead, I feel like. I think Zapdos Lele is pretty efficient against my opponent's team. I'm thinking maybe Garchomp and Milotic in the back. Yet I think Tyranitar can also put in a ton of work as well. Do I like Tyranitar more? Because I could easily get my policy boost up, which I think is really crucial in this game. Because I'm definitely bringing Zapdos, Tapu Lele, and Milotic. I don't think you're gonna lead Intimidate. I think you lead like Kartana or something, which is why I kind of want to go that. I kind of want a better answer to Kartana. Is Tyranitar the right option? I think. You know what? I'm gonna go Garchomp. I think Garchomp's Earthquake is gonna be more reliable right here in this matchup. But of course, I could be wrong. I think Tyranitar could also put in some work. But I want to bring Garchomp because I feel like I still can win this game with Garchomp or Tyranitar. I think Tyranitar would make it a bit easier. But I want to bring the Garchomp, especially with the Earthquake and the Dragon Claw to hit the Landers. And I could probably find a way to get Swords Dance up against my opponent's team. So let's see. I also don't want to, you know, be too weak to the Kartana, which is why I'm not bringing the Tyranitar here. So I'm going to go Zapdos Tapu Lele as we're going to see the, yep, Gardevoir Kartana. Perfect. So gonna be able to get the Psychic Surge up, and I could Tailwind here. I'm not sure if Tailwind is the best option. I could see my opponent trying to match my Tailwind here. How valuable is Tapu Lele here? Not exactly too sure. My opponent is gonna try Psychic Surge. I just realized that Gardevoir Psyshock is really gonna hurt my Zapdos. Where would the Z move be on this team? That's the question. Could be on Incineroar, could be on the Kartana, could be on one of the Feeny or Landers. Or Zapdos. Like, all my opponent's Mons can be potential Z-move users. Huh. I think I do want to fire off a Heat Wave, though, for sure this turn. And I think I just want to go for a... You know what? I'm going to fire off a Psychic into the Kartana. As Kartana's going to retreat. Is that Incineroar coming in? I thought about that like a turn after, so not exactly the best for me. I wonder if that means Trickham's going up, or if my opponent is actually going to go for like maybe a Protect a Scout or something. But yeah, that's not exactly the most ideal turn I could have imagined there, unfortunately. So Gardevoir going to come out. I kind of wish I went for a Sharazeki now into the Gardevoir slot, which I was thinking of going for turn 1. Psychic into the Incineroar, or just fire off a Moonblast. I guess Moonblast would have been fine. Heat Wave misses, not a big deal. The damage I don't think matters too much, as that Heat Wave does absolutely nothing to that Gardevoir as Trick Room goes up. Yeah, not exactly the best turn here. Yeah, that basically went really downhill fast. I think I have to get my Lodic in and just try to preserve Zapdos a bit. Ooh, my opponent put me in a really tough position turn 1. I guess maybe I should have just went for like a Taunt into Gardevoir. I don't think Taunt into Gardevoir is the play. I think always just go for like maybe a double up with Heat Wave plus Hyper Voice. As we're gonna see. What? A knockoff in the Zapdos that proved to C. Do you not want the Flare Blitz recoil yet? Hyper Voice is gonna come out, which is interesting, which means this my Lodic is faster than my team. So I guess not too bad of a turn. I think I'm just gonna fire off a Thunderbolt, and you know what? I'm gonna protect my Lodic because I think knockoff in the Psychic or knockoff Hyper Voice might be coming again, and I don't feel like I feel like Zapdos might live. I don't know if you're gonna live the Flare Blitz into Hyper Voice the following turns. I think I should protect Roosted. Incineroar's gonna protect though. Okay, maybe it's the Psychic into my Lodic then. That or Psyshock. That would be fine too. Because I wouldn't mind that, as I'd get quite a bit of damage onto this Gardevoir. As Hyper Voice is gonna come out. Is this Gardevoir? Oh, my Gardevoir into Zapdos speed tie, it looks like. And okay. Thunderbolt gonna come out. Into the Gardevoir. Decent chip. I need Zapdos. I absolutely need Zapdos in this matchup. I think it's worth sacking Lele here to this Flare Blitz here. And going for a Scald into the Gardevoir slot. Just to put it in range of -1 Earthquake from my Garchomp. Because once I sack Lele here, I think I'm going to be good. Unless you decide to knock off my Lodic, but I don't think that's the play. Yeah, you always Flare Blitz my Zapdos, I feel like there. Is Lele gonna take a hefty amount? Let us see what this Gardevoir is gonna go for. It could be a Psyshock this turn. I don't think that would be too bad for me, as yeah, Scald does a good amount. Hyper Voice is gonna come back out. That will finish off my Lele, and my Milotic takes a bit. But yeah, I can go on to my Garchomp now, and I think I can... Is it better to double protect here, or is it just better to Earthquake protect? Because I'm thinking maybe it's the better play just to double protect here, actually. But I think I could Earthquake here. I think Incineroar is definitely going to hard switch out, but I'm not exactly too sure what's coming in. You know what? Double protect. Incineroar is going to retreat. Probably the Kartana. Yep. Not much I could really do to punish it, though. Actually, no. There was one thing. I could have protected my I could have I switched out my Garchomp into Zapdos and Scald. But I'm not sure if Scald finishes off the Gardevoir here, which is like the main issue I was having. Here comes the Hyper Voice. And I'll Mega Evolve Earthquake. And I think I'll just switch out my Milotic here into my Zapdos. Yeah. I think that's the play. I wonder if Mega Garchomp will live a Bloom Doom potentially from this Kartana. I think Gardevoir probably might switch out into the Incineroar or Landorus if you have in the back. It might be that Landorus. Yeah. That could also be a threat. Gardevoir is going to retreat. Probably Landorus? No, Incineroar actually. So maybe I should Swords Dance instead. Maybe Swords Dance was the better play. Milotic gonna get a competitive boost, but it's switching right back out into the Zapdos here, and I think Kartana. I don't think you Tailwind here. I think you Leaf Blade. I think you should Leaf Blade. I will Mega Evolve Garchomp just to get some more damage output into the Kartana, because at this rate, I don't feel like I'm beating it with my Zapdos at this point, because I weakened it too early. Leaf Blade does come out, does hard down the Zapdos. Gets a crit. That seals up the game, I think. Without the crit, I might have had a chance, depending on how much Earthquake does. If I live Fake Out from the Incineroar, he would have to go for the Leaf Blade once again. But even then, I don't think I would still had a chance. The reason I don't think I would have had a chance much is because I don't think I would have had a chance there. I just didn't have much ways to pressure Kartana, which is looking like to be a lot more troublesome than I originally anticipated from my team to handle. I think maybe I have to, you know, change the team a bit. I think maybe get rid of the Moongus, because I haven't brought a Moongus at this point. At this point, I think the only thing I can really do is try to make a hard read. But you really just have to say Fake Out on a Garchomp and a Leaf Blade into Milotic. So if I want any chance, I hope you double up the Garchomp, but really there's no point of that. Fake Out into Garchomp should just be a Leaf Blade into Milotic. Yep. And that's going to be a good game, because now I can't beat down the Kartana. So very nice play from my opponent turn 1. The Incineroar coming in and getting the Trick Room up was monumentally huge. I think plays I had to capitalize off were either going for the Moonblast and the Kartana, which I didn't really understand why I went for Psychic now that I think about it. I think I just wanted extra damage on anything else, but maybe that was a bit too greedy. I should have went for a Moonblast, or what I could have done was Shattered Psyche to Gardevoir and Thunderbolt double up just to try to pick up that knockout Incineroar, because I think that might have been the better play overall. The things I was thinking about was I didn't think he would really Trick Room there, which was the big thing, because we didn't know about speed tiers or anything. And 2, I was really thinking that maybe Kartana would maybe want to trade Tailwinds, for instance, and Gardevoir would just want to go on the offense against my Zapdos. So those are the main reasons why that I didn't assume that I'd be able to get a taunt off. Maybe I should have went for the taunt, but I still think I wouldn't go for taunt in that situation. I think I would either go for Moonblast into the Kartana slot, which I should have done, or I went for a Shiroteki. Maybe another play I could have done was go for the Soil Stance with Garchomp instead of just going hard for an Earthquake, because I feel like that would have been better. Or maybe what I could have also done was try to get rid of the Gardevoir and switch into my Zapdos. But then again, that makes it complicated, because then a double up into my Zapdos could pick out the knockout that range. Incineroar gets a free switch in if I knock out Gardevoir. You could fake out plus Leaf Blade, knock out my slot, or get a bunch of damage off where I can't really recover. So either way, it was pretty tough positioning. I think maybe I do have to change the team in order to handle Kartana better. But I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. If you did, please leave a like down below, show some support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias, the side tiers of my channel. All that will be linked down below, as well as the current version of this team. I think I will be changing up for the next episode, maybe switching out the Amoonguss here. But hope that everyone enjoyed regardless. Have a great day, people, and until we battle again, I'll catch you all later.